Hi guys! So today I will show you guys how to install Git on your computer. So first of all, let's go back to what is Git, why I have to care about that, and when I would have to use Git. So Git is a software that help us as a developers or any people to check the changes or to take a snapshot of different stages of their program development. So if you ever modify your source code file or you modify a text document and you're pretty happy with what you currently have, like you reach a milestone and you want to take a snapshot of that, you basically will tell Git like, hey Git, I'm pretty happy with what I'm currently having right now. Do you mind taking a snapshot of this so that in the future, if I continuous building and then if something break, I have like the previous versions for me to go back and to see. So that is Git, which is help us control our versions of the code. So you probably will hear people mentions to Git as versions control. Hi guys! So today I will show you guys how to install Git into your laptop. So before we dive into that, let's step back a little bit and just think a little bit on first of all, what is Git? And then second, why I would have to care about that. And third is in which case that I will have to use Git in my development process. So first of all, Git is basically a software that you install on your computer or your laptop locally, and it helps keeping track of the changes you made in your file, whether it can be just a normal text file or document, or it can be a .java or .python or C++ file, like the coding that you write on your IDE, on your editor. So basically, so the next question is why would I have to care about that? Why I have to care about keeping track of my change? So in the process of development, sometime when I'm happy with the process I made, or when I am happy, pretty happy with the current milestone I'm making with my coding progress, I would tell Git like, hey Git, do you mind taking a snapshot of my current state, the current state of my files right now, so that in the future, when I build upon it, when I continue developing, and if something is breaking down, then I have something for me to go back and see. So basically, Git is a software that help us keeping track or take a snapshot of every stage that we want in the process so that if it's like a time travel machine so that we can go back in time and see what has changed and whether or not we want to jump back into the previous stage and go to different directions in the development process. And so that is the purpose of Git. And right now, I'm going to show you how to install that into your computer. And later on, I will explain and show you guys how to link Git and GitHub together. And Git and GitHub is a two different things. And I will explain more on that later on. So right now, I am on my Windows 11. This is my own computer where I clear out my hard drive, so I don't have Git on my computer right now. Before you installing Git, you can also check to see whether you have that or not, because sometimes I have to check that as well. So if you go to the search bar of your computer, you can go to command prompt. You can tap down the whole thing, command prompt like here, or you tap down the shortcut of RCMD. Just the four letter word, and then you hit enter, and the command prompt will show up for you. I don't know if I can zoom out the command prompt. Hopefully you guys can see this. So I would tap in git space dash dash version. So in here it says like it doesn't recognize git as a command. So that means I don't have git on my computer. And my computer is Windows, so I'm going to download Git for my Windows. And then I know that a few friends have using Mac iOS or Linux. I will demonstrate that in the future as well. I think I can demonstrate on Linux one, but I'm not sure about the Mac iOS. I can give you guys a link on YouTube and then tutorial on that as well. So let me go to my browser. Give me 1 second. So you probably will see. Actually, let me go in here. Let me see. Actually, let me go here. Okay. So I can go to just tap in git download one, and then so you can click on download packages, and then my is a window x64. I will click on here, and then it will show up on my downloads file. I'm going to pause the recording for now and waiting for it to download, and then I will resume recording for you guys. So my Git has done recording. Sorry, not recording, downloading, and is asking me for permissions to use. And I will click yes on here. Okay. And then after that, it will ask me questions about license. I just clicking next onto this. I will keep that as my the default folder to save. Okay. So I would love to have the Git on my desktop. So I will click on these options, and then what else? So to say what I want so far, I click on next. And then it's asking me if whether or not I want to create a program shortcut on my start menu folder, which I do like. So I will click in next. Okay, this is a hard questions. It's asking whether I want to use the Vim one or a different one. I think I want to keep with the Vim one, which is very similar to the Linux operating system where I am familiar with. You guys are feel free to choose different options as well. In here we have like Visual Studio Code. If you prefer using Visual Studio Code as your default editor, you can choose that as well. And then you can always go back and change this later on as well. So I would just keep it. I think I like this Nano or Vim. I think just Vim one. Okay. It says that Vim can be hard to use. I think I'm pretty good with that. Anyway. Okay, so I will click next. Okay, so in here it says that the default editor is Vim, but you may set it to some other editor of your choice. So I click on the next one. Um, so basically it's asking if your default branch name it was used to be master. I think I will click this one because now I know a lot of the main branch on the GitHub repository or like the project, they have the main branch is main, so I'm choosing main. I click on next. Okay. I will use the recommend one. Basically, it's saying that it will use the command line from the third party. Let's get. I think you guys can read more on this. Okay. Yeah, so basically I can use Git from different command line system. For example, I can use Git for my Visual Studio Code as well, and it's not only restrict me with Git Bash only. I will click next on this one. Uh, I think I'm gonna use this. This is about certificates and security. I will just keep the default options it's having for me. Chica Windows 11. Okay, this is very tricky. I think I'll keep using this. So basically, for unique style endings and then Windows style ending, it have different kind of ending, and then you can change that later on as well. I will use min tty. So basically, it's asking you which kind of terminal you want to use, and this is use min tty, which support for a resizable window, like non-rectangular selections in a Unicode font. I will show you guys all of this later on when we finish setting up. Then is choose the behavior of git pull. Fast forward. I will keep this for now. I think other some people I know they choose rebased, but we will talk about this later on. Okay, just clicking next. Enable caching. Okay, I will pause recording for now while it is installing. Alright, so my Git has finished downloading and is asking me to complete my Git setup right now. So I will click launch Git Bash, and then I'll click finish so that it can launch for me when I finishing it. It is loading as you can see. It's probably asking me how to read the HTML file in regarding to the release note. So I will click just once, it will pop up. So you can read more on this about the introductions, about the issues or the bugs, and the different license as well, and the new features it has. So let's go back to this. So this is my Git Bash where I can basically go through my file and then go through different file and folder and then tracking the changes I made. So right now, I don't think I have anything right now. Ooh, it's a lot actually. So it is basically it just lists a different folder it has on um, the current working directory. I don't know where is this working directory, so I'm going to print a working directory right now. So I am at the disk C user, name my username. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Let's go back to the command prompt to check. So I can just Control C and then let's see if I have the Git versions. Oh no, actually never mind. Let me click pause on this. Okay, so here it is. When I click on git space dash dash versions, it showed me that I did install Git, and this is the versions I'm having. Versions 2.51.0, Windows 1. So now we have Git. What is the next step we have to do? So you guys can go to this website yourself and know more. So this is the first time Git setup. Now I'm going to configure my username. So this is one thing you probably have to keep in mind. I don't know if you guys doing project based on your Caply Pomona email address or personal email address. Personally, this is what I learned. I think I would go with my personal email address, and then on this website, it can show us like in the future if I ever want to override my identity with a different name or different email address for a specific project. I can run the command this one without the global options. So for my own computer, I'm going to use my name with my personal email address. So what I'm going to do right now, as you can see, hopefully you can see on this screen. It's not very big. So git config dash dash global use space in user dot name. I will go with my full legal name. Okay, if you can pronounce that, that's great. Otherwise, just call me Chow. And I'm Chow from Chico's Couple Pomona, and I'm helping you guys setting up Git. And then my next command line is git config space dash dash global user dot email. I'm going to use my working email address. Okay, by the way, choose the email that you think you will create a GitHub account with. So GitHub account is where you uh, host your Git and your project on the cloud online. So for the school, if you use your school email address to create a GitHub account, then you can create unlimited private repository. Basically, other people cannot go in and see your work. And then if you create a free tier account with GitHub with a normal Gmail address, then you cannot create private. You can only create public repository. So keep that in mind. So right now, I don't have a need to create any private public repository. I used to have one with like my current laptop. So in this my new laptop, I'm just going to use my like working email address or personal email address. So I'm user dot email and then I will put my in, which is chau.nguyen.dev at gmail.com. So basically, Git will only use these informations to basically like put a stamp on the change you make and basically like, hey, Charlie was the one who making change at this time on this file. And this is the reason why she made the change. Something like that along the way. So I'm going to hit enter on this one. And then I think I want to change my editor because I think I would feel more comfortable with a Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to change my editor. Actually, never mind. I don't have the Visual Studio Code on my computer right now. So I may want to do that later on. If you guys need help with setting up or anything, I am hosting workshop on this every Friday in this September, starting Friday this week, which means starting on September the 5th on Friday from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Building 8, Room 210, 210 on floor 2. If you guys need help, please come. Or if you guys don't need help and just want to say goodbye, please come as well. And let me see what next. So we already do this step here. We already set main as a default branch, so we don't have to worry on that. And then if you forget to do that in the future, when you commit and when you push the change or when you upload your change into the cloud, then it will ask you whether or not you want to change that. So I'm going to check on my setting right now. I'm just using git config space dash dash list. Okay, it's running. Okay. All right. So that's it for now. Let me pause for now, and then I will show you guys how to connect your Git locally, what is you have locally with your GitHub account online. So that basically we create a bridge in the future so that your local computer can talk to your GitHub account online so that it can upload in the changes, or it can fetch, or it can like download the change it has on the cloud down to your local computer. By the ways, before I let you guys go, before I go back, before I connect Git with GitHub together, I want to show you guys a few helpful, at least like fun to play around. So if you guys ever need tutorial on using Git and what is the purpose of Git and how to use them, it has a command or like a code for you to tap in. So I would tap in Git space help and then space tutorial. I mean, I think you just get in help. Even just get help, it will show you guys, like for example, how can I store a working area? It will show you the command and then the purpose behind that. Or for example, how can I collaborate with other people? You can read more. We will talk more about this in the future as well. Like what is fetch, what is pull, and what is push commands. And then you can also type in git help git as an overview of the system. Let's try that for now.